Alright, here we go again. This is a brief discussion on arguments with particular propositions. Okay? Before we discuss particular propositions, let's have a quick review. Okay, so this is an example of a syllogistic argument with three universal affirmative propositions. Okay, of course, a universal affirmative proposition is signified by the use of all or every, followed by a positive claim, just like these propositions or premises. All works of fiction are ideas. All ideas are intangible. Therefore, all works of fiction are intangible. When we say intangible, an object is outside our sensory experiences. Here we have another example, but this time it's a syllogistic argument with one universal affirmative proposition and two universal negative propositions. So, every work of fiction is an idea. No idea is tangible, therefore, no work of fiction is tangible. When it comes to content, this is similar to our first example, but the difference is we are using negation since we are talking of universal negative propositions. Hence, no idea is tangible, therefore, no work of fiction is tangible. Now, there are certain things that you should remember when writing a syllogistic argument. Okay? First, you should remember that a syllogistic argument is drawn from verbal inferences. So, verbal inferences meaning they pertain to the act of reaching a conclusion from what is already known. So, the act of writing a syllogistic argument is just a confirmation of the things that we already know. It's a way to clarify if our ideas about certain things or objects are correct. Okay, therefore, a syllogistic argument amounts to a confirmation of old knowledge. Now, let's check if this proposition is correct. All flyers are birds. Okay, what do you think? Obviously, this is wrong because not all flyers are birds. We have flying insects, we have bats, and that means this is a hasty generalization. Okay, in order to correct this, we need to change all to some. Some flyers are birds. And of course, this makes sense now. Some flyers are birds, some flyers are not birds. This is what we call a particular affirmative proposition. Now, before we provide our example of a syllogistic argument with particular affirmative or negative propositions, let's read Aristotle's three rules in writing a syllogistic argument. Number one, at least one premise must be universal. Remember that. Number two, at least one premise must be affirmative. And three, if either premise is negative, the conclusion must be negative. If we follow these three rules, then we would avoid creating or constructing an invalid or unsound syllogistic argument. Here are the additional syllogistic rules for particular premises. So, number four, we got the major premise, the one containing the major term, must be universal. And number five, the minor premise, the one containing the minor term, must be affirmative. So, we will use these rules when we are writing a syllogistic argument with particular premises, whether negative or affirmative. Now, here's an example of a syllogistic argument with particular negative propositions. Okay, let's analyze this. Some parents are anti-vaxxers. Anti-vaxxers pertain to those who oppose vaccine. Yeah, that scientifically proven thing. That thing that we use to save lives. So anti-vaxxers are not smart to begin with. Which brings us to the second premise. No anti-vaxxers are critical thinkers. Yeah, so that is our general idea here. And the third one, therefore, some parents are not critical thinkers. Here are our references, and I think that's it for now. I hope this video helps you in answering or learning activity sheet. For now, bye. Take it easy. Danke.